help me in welcoming His grace, Lord, in my life. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Madhava Kunja Bihar
Jaya Jaya Punjabi Hari Jaya Bhagidana Vallabha Jaya Gopi
जय ओम परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य His divine grace, Shri Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami ki ISKCON संस्थापक श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य divine grace Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Rim se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Braj Bhumi Sri Vrindavan Dham ki Jagannath Puri Purushottam Kshetra Dham ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Jamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Krishna Bhakti Pradayini Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki Kaliyug Pavan Harinam Sankirtan ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki Nitai Gaura Premanande All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
So welcome to everybody for this evening satsang. I will speak on the various prayers which the Srimad Bhagavatam offers. How the devotees pray for various things in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The first thing we pray for is Vaishnava Sangha, association of devotees. Sudamaji, after being bestowed his benedictions by Lord Krishna, from being poverty-stricken to suddenly swimming in ocean of prosperity, a beautiful palace. Sudamaji is praying to Lord Krishna. Tasyaiva me sauhrada sakya maitri dasyam punar janmani janmani syat mahanubhavena gunalayena vishajyatas tatpurusha prasanga. My dear Lord, now that you have given me so much of wealth, I'm actually seeking for something different, the real wealth. Sauhrada, the friendship, Sakhya, Maitri, the well-wishing association of devotees whom I can serve, Dasyam. Let me find such friendly, well-wishing, heartfelt association of devotees whom I can serve. How long I should serve? Dasyam punar janmani janmani syat, life after life. I want to serve you. What kind of devotees? Mahanubhavena gunalayena. They are devotees who are extremely elevated in their consciousness. They are Mahatmas. Gunalayena, and they are filled with divine qualities. Vishajyatas, and let me become attached to them. Purusha prasanga, and may I always aspire to be in close association and more of service to such devotees. Kvaham daridra papiyam, kva Krishna Shriniketana, Brahma bandhu iti smaham bahubhyam parirambhita. Sudama is saying, who am I? Such a fallen soul, sinful soul. Kvaham daridra, poverty-stricken, papiyam, sinful. O Krishna, who is Krishna? Sriniketana, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Brahma bandhu is smaham bahubhyam parirambhita. But still, not considering my fallen condition, Krishna has embraced me and accepted me because Krishna is Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya. Is always specially inclined to his devotees. So why we should aspire for the association of devotees? Because Krishna is specially inclined towards devotees. Krishna is favorably disposed towards such devotees. And therefore, Guru Maharaj, after having darshan of Lord Krishna Karma, he says, Bhaktim moho prabhatam vaime prasango bhuyat ananta mahadam amalashayanam. May I get that association of devotees where Krishna Karma flows like nectar, and I get to bathe in that nectarian stream of Krishna Karma to purify my consciousness in that association. And therefore, that association of devotees has a transforming effect. And that's what Srila Prabhupada created ISKCON for. An association which would transform our hearts, transform our aspirations. There was this person who would visit the temple in Europe. And whenever he would come to the temple, the pujari was very, very friendly, and he would reserve some sweet rice, Mahaprasad, for this guest and call him from a distance. And when he would come, he would give him the sweet rice, Kheer, Mahaprasad. So he loved it. And so he made sure he come from darshan every night. So second day also when he came, the pujari called him, gave him the sweet rice. Third day also he gave. Like that just went for a few months. So this man started thinking, if I just come for night, half an hour I get so much. How much benefit I'll get if I stay? So he moved into the temple. After he moved, that night pujari called him. And when he came running, the pujari gave him sweet rice and said, now give it to the new man who has come. And that is the process. Whatever transformation you experience in the association, you give access to other souls to that association and allow that transformation to happen. Prabhu kahe ke tumi korila morahi aur chambite aasi piyao Krishna lila amrit. Lord Chaitanya says to Sarvamatacarya, you are the most merciful because you are giving me Krishna Katha. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya decided to give his mercy. Purva seva dekhi tare vipa upajila anusandhan vina kripa prasada korila. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had seen what seva Pratapatra Maharaj had done in that association of devotees in front of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to listen. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya decided to give his mercy by seeing that humility, that this person is not proud of his position and identity as a king. And anusandhan vina, without any introduction. So therefore, Kaviraj Goswami says, Aiche dekh Chaitanya Mahabal, anusandhan vina karai. Lord Chaitanya decides to give mercy, not by seeing the skill set of Prataprudra, but by seeing his submission, his sincerity, and his sensitivity towards the devotees. And that is what transforms Lord Chaitanya's heart. Material success may happen because of skill set, but spiritual success happens because of submission, sincerity, and sensitivity in one's dealings with other devotees. And that is the first prayer in the Srimad Bhagavatam. May I always be in that association. Second prayer in the Srimad Bhagavatam is My dear Lord, please offer me taste in devotional service. And the great example of Maharaj Parikshit. And what is that? Parikshit Maharaj says, by studying the Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, transformation manifests. Shrinavata Shraddhaya Nityam Grinachascha Svacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. Shrinavata, hearing, Shraddhaya, with faith, Nityam, regularly, Granakascha Svacheshtitam, and one has to put efforts. Svacheshtitam means it's not mechanical. Going on, no problem. Svacheshtitam, you have to put efforts. Without efforts, nothing will happen. And therefore, efforts for what? Hearing, understanding, acquiring this knowledge. So you will say, hey, what effort is there? Reading is so simple, just open the book. And you can open the book and sleep over the book also. Somebody's house I went, I stayed for the night. Next day morning, they said, please give Bhagavatam class. So I said, okay. Do you have the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto? So they brought the whole Bhagavatam set brand new and started taking out the 6th canto out of the plastic cover. So I said, when did you purchase this Bhagavatam set? They said, we don't remember, many years ago. I said, you never opened it. They said, we were waiting for you only. So in India, when we distribute the Bhagavad Gita to people, we tell them, the Gita is called Bhagavad Gita as it is, but don't keep it in your house as it is. You have to study it. And that is one big problem with the social media. The social media has made people addicted to changing images, attractive images, and because of that, regular text appears boring. And after some time, people wonder, how will I study all this? Right? When I was not in social media, people started telling me, Prabhu, nowadays, preaching is through social media. You have to do that. So then during COVID, I started taking it seriously because the whole world went into lockdown. And some people scared me and they said, forever it will be like this life. You will never get live audience. I said, hey, what you are saying? No live audience? That is our bread and butter? No, now finish, forget it. See, March, April, May, June, July, lockdown is continuing. This is, all predictions are coming. You have to now go through online only. So then only I started Facebook in 2020. Then somebody said, hey, Facebook outdated. Now you must do Instagram. I said, I know Nandagram. He said, no, that is where the whole world is sent. Youth is especially there only. You joined ISKCON, you started doing youth preaching, now the youth is on Instagram. So I said, okay, so what should I do? So they said, you have to make videos. I said, okay, how long? They said, 40 seconds. I said, I'm mad. 40 seconds. My minimum lecture duration is 40 minutes. And introduction itself takes 15 minutes. It is 40 seconds. Prabhu, you have to move with the times. Zamana badal gaya. 40 seconds, finish. I said, how can you communicate in 40 seconds? Arey, we will understand. Generation is much more intelligent. Previously, in 40 minutes, they could not grasp, they get in 40 seconds. And of course, this is what newcomers do. So I said, what about the devotees? They will watch the long form, all the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour YouTube. This is what newcomers. Devotees don't. So then I started 40 seconds Instagram. And now majority devotees are only watching. And watch your reels. That is my daily Bhagavatam class. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada spent sleepless nights writing the commentaries. And therefore, serious committed devotees must study the Gita, study the Bhagavatam, and go through the Bhakti Shastra, Bhakti Yoga, all of these courses, and get shastrically competent. So Parikshit says, Naishati Dussaha Kshunmam Yaktodam Abhibadhate Pibantam Tvam Mukham Bhojam Chutam Harikathamritam. So Parikshit says, I got into trouble because of what? If I say that a glass of water, small glass of water, 200 ml water, pure water, can it kill anybody? But Parikshit is saying, I am getting killed because of one glass of water. I was thirsty. I wanted that one glass of water, and this Shamik Rishi refused. I became angry. Who's the dead snake? I got cursed. So the question is, does water kill? Water will not kill. Krishna can use anyone and anything as an instrument to fulfill his desire. So Krishna wanted Parikshit to end his life, and Krishna wanted Bhagavatam to be born. So he used that thirst as an instrument. So therefore we should never think, I am this, I am that, this is that. Krishna can give certain things to you and make you feel, oh, I am doing it. Then you can, with a faster speed, take away also. And therefore, Vanchitoham Maharajam Harina Bandhurupina Yena me apahritam tejo Deva Vismapanam Mahat. Arjuna is saying, there is no warrior who can match me. But now, after Krishna disappeared, all my power becomes zero. I am nothing. How does this happen? The endowment and withdrawal of powers happens by the Krishna's will. We should not be proud of any of our accomplishments, achievements. Anything can happen anytime. And therefore, Parikshit, his entire life has been turned topsy-turvy in one moment. It's a moment of calamity. Calamity means a problem which is irreversible. Calamity means a problem which just needs to be solved. And Parikshit is describing to all the sages and to Shukadeva Goswami, Pibantam Tvam Mukham Bhojam, 9 cantos are over. I have not slept a single moment. I have not drunk one drop of water for the last 3.5 days. And still, I want to continue to hear with more and more detail. Chutam Harikatha Amritam. I want to hear this Harikatha from you that is giving me nectar and that is giving me taste, more and more taste. Right? His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was giving Janmashtami lecture at Chopati many years ago. And he was speaking like 5 hours lecture. And Janmashtami, is fasting day. Just by thinking about fasting, many times people become tired. One day before they become nervous. Tomorrow's fasting. So he gave 5.5 hours lecture. After the lecture, some brahmacharis came to the ashram and fell on the ashram floor and went to sleep, snoring loudly. Within 2 minutes. And I entered the ashram, I saw them, I got inspired. I thought, oh, I was missing this. So I also started to come down on the floor, about to sleep. Suddenly, Radha Swami entered himself. And he looked at me and said, hey, what's going on here? I said, they're all tired because of the Mashtami. So evening there is a big program. So they're conserving their energy for the evening event. You know, Maharaj said, today is Janmashtami. How come these guys are sleeping like this? I said, Maharaj, you guys, they need to preserve themselves, so it's okay. Maharaj said, I just gave so many hours of Krishna Lila, and these guys are doing Mahavishnu Lila. So when the taste for hearing is not there, it can't be artificially created. So when Lord Ram killed Kumbhakarna, Kumbhakarna's wife Nidra Devi approached Ram and said, my husband was giving me such good shelter, now you killed him. Where will I go? Ram said, okay, relax, don't be angry. I will give you alternative place. Wherever my katha is going on, you can go there. And as soon as the katha starts, you can search wherever you want to take shelter. So Nidra Devi comes wherever katha begins. So if you feel sleepy, you should know Nidra Devi is around. But Parikshit was without water, without sleep, without food for 3.5 days when he is quoting just before the 10th canto. Shurunashva avahito rajan ape guhyam vadamite broyuh snigdhasya shishyasya guravo guhyam apyutam satamayam sarabratam nisargo yadarthavani shruti chetasamaphi Pratiksharam navyavadachyutasya drishtriya vitanam iva sadhuvarta. Parikshit is saying, Shukdev Goswami is saying, I am sharing this Harikatha with you, O Parikshit, because you are extremely humble and sincere in hearing. And therefore, it gives me more and more inspiration to share this with you. And that is the greatest fortune a sadhaka can get when he gets a taste to hear. Satamayam sarabhatam nisargo. The natural tendency of the soul is to be connected to Krishna by hearing scriptures. Yadarthavani shruti chetasamapi. And wherever Krishna Katha is there, to speak them, to hear them. That is the ultimate benediction. And hence, this principle is very important. That we need taste in practice of bhakti, taste in hearing, taste in chanting, that taste which is satisfying us completely. Haridasa kahe toma karimu angika sankhya purvaka nama na hoye amar. When the prostitute comes and tries to distract Thakur Haridas says, I will accept you. But let my rounds be finished. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Na Hoye Amar. My chanting is not yet completed. My rounds are not completed. So Thakur Haridas was chanting how many rounds? 190 plus rounds. So therefore Prabhupada has mercifully given us only 16 rounds. So it was a Kartik Yatra many years ago at night. Somebody was sharing room with me. And I was sitting on the bed 10 o'clock at night. and looking at his bead bag in his hand with great anger. I said, hey, you're looking very angry. What happened? He said, it is 10 p.m. and 10 rounds are remaining. So I said, so what is the cause of your anger? He said, I'm angry thinking who brought me to ISKCON first. I told him, you should be angry with yourself, not with somebody else. Because nobody has forced you. You have made a commitment. So that commitment is voluntary. It is not forced. And therefore, swabhaviki bhakti is that which is done naturally, without force. Balotpadita bhakti is that under influence of social pressure. Oh, they are doing, they are doing, they are doing. Oh, they are also must do. So when you start making spiritual commitments based on social pressure, then you lose the naturalness of your practice and it becomes forced. Balot Madita. And therefore, one important thing in practice of bhakti is you have to be voluntary and you have to be natural. Whatever you can do. There are certain standards, there are certain benchmarks, but there is no competition here. Right? These two, that should be. We had our doctor in Bhaktivedanta Hospital, who was a consultant who used to come. So I told him, you chant 16 rounds. He looked at me and said, hey, 16 rounds is too much. I don't have so much time. I'm a surgeon. I'm not like a sadhu full time like you. I'm all the time in the world. I don't even have time. In fact, even my lunch I have inside the operation theatre. So I said, oh, so at least chant 8 rounds. With 8 rounds, I'll be mad. It's too much. I said, okay, 4 rounds. Hey, you don't even know who I am. So I said, 1 round. Hey, that's also too much. I said, how much you can? So he started with 4 mantras. That was the beginning of his journey. 4 mantras. But even that was a good beginning. 4 mantras. Somewhere you begin. After 1 year, he came to 8 mantras. After 3 years, he came to 64 mantras. So, Hare Krishna. So one day, after the program, I was talking to some devotees, senior devotees, initiated devotees. This guy suddenly walked in. And he came and said, Prabhu, my 64 is going on. My 64 is going on regularly. So the initiated devotees got a heart attack. Prabhu, what potency you have? New guy, chanting 64. I said, not mala, mala. Relax. It is a they got complex. But how is it chanting so much? So one important thing is there is no competition. At the same time, you don't have to go to sleep also. You choose your comfort level in your practice. So that is what Thakur Haridas is saying. My chanting is not yet over. Tulasi ratanke vaishya namaskar kori dware vashi nama shuni bole hari hari. The Vaishya, she sat near the Tulasi and heard Thakur Haridas chanting. Thakur Haridas didn't turn to her and give her a seminar on glories of holy name. He didn't give a lecture on sense gratification. She just heard. And by that, transformation happened. And therefore, Nirantara Namalo Kora Tulasi Sevam Achirata Pabe Tomar Krishnira Charan Just chant and get shelter of Tulsi. Krishna will benedict you. Tabe se Vaishya Guru Agya Loila Gruha Vitta Jeva Chila Brahmanere Tila. She took the instruction of Thakur Haridas and distributed her assets to others, transformed her consciousness. She became absorbed in the process of chanting. And at that moment, it is described, she adopted the practices and the processes of Krishna consciousness with great sincerity. Tulasi sevan kore charvan upavas indriya damana hoila prenira prakash. Tulasi sevan kore. She started serving Tulasi. Charvan upavas controlled her diet, and she started practicing all the festivals, celebrating and respecting the various personalities on their appearances. Indriya damana hoila, and in that way controlled her senses. Prema Prakash, and Prema manifested within her. Coming from a background of completely being addicted to physical pleasures, the process of chanting is so powerful. It can transform anyone from any background with any degree of baggage in it. Prasiddha Vaishnavi Huelam Parama Mahanti Bada Bada Vaishnav Tare Darshane Te Yanti. And she became a Prasiddha Vaishnavi. And big Vaishnavas were coming for her darshan. Bada Bada Vaishnav Tare Darshane Te Yanti. And therefore, this pastime demonstrates the power of the holy name in transforming one's consciousness in a revolutionary way, giving taste in practice of bhakti. So this is the taste which we should be praying for when we are coming in contact with the Srimad Bhagavatam. Every devotee is first of all praying for association, then they are praying for taste in bhakti. Then third, the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of different devotees who are praying for seva, for service. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedayatamam Kshipram Vibhishanamupasthitam. When Vibhishan gives up Lanka, gives up his loyalty to Ravana, he comes and stands in front of Lord Ram. And then he's offering, my dear Lord, you give shelter to the whole universe. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane. Your Raghav, your Mahatma, I am offering my prayer to you. Nivedayatamam Kshipram Vibhishanamupasthitam. Very quickly accept my plea for surrender. Accept me. So why the word Kshipram is used? Quickly. Accept me quickly. Do not delay. Without delay. What does without delay mean? Without delay means today I have a desire to serve. Tomorrow that desire may disappear. I cannot take that aspiration for granted. That aspiration is like a tiny spark. That spark, will it continue or extinguish? It is all dependent on how we cultivate it. So therefore, we cannot take such desires for granted. And so he says, Kshipram, quickly you accept me. And so Prahlad Maharaj says, Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama bhikama manoya prapatan prasanga kritvatmasat surarashina bhagavan grihita soham katham no visrajeta vabhritya sevam. Oh my dear Lord Nrsimhadev, you have appeared in front of me, but at this moment, my intense desire is that in spite of having your super excellent effulgent darshan, I have an unfulfilled desire. And that unfulfilled desire is I have not been able to serve my spiritual master, Narada. Soham katham no visrije tava bhritya sevam. Please allow me to serve Sripad Narada. And that basically is what is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. To become a servant. Aham hare tava padaika moolam dasano dasa bhavidasmi bhuya. In the sixth canto, Vritrasura is praying, please, I want to be the servant of the servant. Nanaka prishtam na chaparamishtam na sarva bhaumam na sadhipatyam na yoga siddhit apunar bhavam va samanjasatvam virahya kamshe. So, Vritrasura is praying, I do not want any kind of material benedictions. All I want is opportunity to serve you. And he calls Lord Vishnu as Samanjasa. Samanjasa means the source of all opportunities. The source of all opportunities, Lord Vishnu. So that is basically the opportunity to serve. And that service attitude is what we need to cultivate when we get that opportunity. Tabe Mahaprabhu tare kripa drishti kori ashvasiya kahutave bolo Krishna Hari. Lord Chaitanya embraces this governor who's not from a Hindu background and tells him, please chant Hare Krishna and Krishna Hare. And when he starts chanting, this governor, after being transformed, he says, Sri Kahe Moryadi Koro Angikar Ek Agya Deh Kabar Karibe Tomar. If you have accepted me, then please engage me in your service. Ek Agya Deh Seva Kariye Tomar. So Prabhupada says, how do you know your chanting is effective? When your chanting is effective, you develop genuine desire to serve. That is an important symptom that the process is working. Right? So, when Giriraj Maharaj joined, his parents got some psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist was interrogating Giriraj Swami. What was your problem in life? And Giriraj Maharaj quoted from the Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukkha Devashan. So every question the psychiatrist was asking, he was answering with shloka from Gita. In half an hour, the psychiatrist came running out and met Giriraj Swami's parents and said, if I stay half an hour more with your son, I will become Hare Krishna. Then he said, your son is permanently dead. So the process of hearing and chanting in the association transforms into commitment. We begin our spiritual life with confusion. That confusion is erased when there is a connection with the sound vibration. That connection should lead to contemplation on the subject matter. When we do contemplation on what the Bhagavatam and the characters are saying and doing, then it results in clarity. When there is clarity, then we develop conviction. When we have conviction, then we make the right choices. And then when we make the right choices, you experience calmness. It's a whole journey. It's not overnight. It will take time. So some people came together and declared that ISKCON is like a brainwashing cult. And it became a court case in New York. So the devotees approached Prabhupada. Prabhupada told the president, you only fight the case. Either I'm a school dropout, Prabhupada, no problem. You find the case. Take the Srimad Bhagavatam to the court. And from the first chapter, first canto, first chapter, first shloka, explain. The next day of the case, you speak from second shloka. Third day, speak from third shloka. Convert the court case into Bhagavatam class. So he said, wow, never heard this kind of an idea. So he started speaking. After 7 days, the judge asked, how much more evidence you have? Spoken 7. There are 18,000. That's what they will do. He asked his friend in Harvard Divinity School, what is this Hare Krishna and what is this Prabhupada Swami and the books and everything. The Harvard Divinity professor, he was very, very impressed with Bhakti books. He had received them. And he said, this is not a cult, they are bona fide religion. And the judge, very soon came to a conclusion. He said, Hare Krishna is not a cult, they are bona fide religion. And it was published in newspapers everywhere. And that verdict was very important judgment. But it was based on the fact that somebody somewhere went out and gave the books to very, very influential people who could understand what Krishna consciousness is. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada said, one of the best ways you can serve is by spreading the mission, spreading the movement, spreading the mission in your own way. Many times people feel, I can't speak nicely, I cannot sing properly, I cannot know philosophy, I don't know shloka, I don't have a command over shloka, I only have shoka. So what is this? Krishna consciousness is not what you don't have. It is what you have. Raghunath Maharaj, he makes sounds of animals in his lectures. Donkey, sometimes monkey, peacock. You must have heard. So I thought one time I will also make like that. I had a program in Interior Maharashtra, Janmashtami program. I thought, okay, this is a good arena to try. because there are no regular devotees. And even if I make a fool of myself, nobody will find out. So I was speaking Krishna's pastime with herding cows, Gocharan Lila. So I made sound of some cows. I thought I did good. But after the lecture, one villager who was attending came up to me and asked me which animal was that. Gocharan Lila means this was Gocharan Lila. No? So Gocharan Lila means it must be cows only. He said it did not sound like cows at all. I said Mumbai cows, man. They got confused. So then I disappeared from there. I never tried that stunt again. So Krishna consciousness means what you have, you share. You don't have to imitate something, you don't have to be nervous about something. क्या हो क्या गया ये मूड नहीं है Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So therefore, we are very honored that Srila Prabhupada came to America at the age of 17 and landed in Boston. And it was exactly 60 years ago. And what was the date? Srila Prabhupada arrived September 17th, 1965. And so, on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Boston, ISKCON of Boston, which is all of you, are organizing a mega celebration and event honoring with gratitude the historic arrival of His Divine Grace at Boston 60 years ago. And the event is happening on September 11th, 12th, and 13th. 12th, 13th, and 14th as an honor in remembrance of Srila Prabhupada's historic contribution and service. So I congratulate all of you for conceiving of this idea, and now I pray to their lordships, Sri Sri Radha Gopi Vallabh, that they give you the strength, the intelligence, the ability, and the resources to execute this amazing festival to the satisfaction of all the Vaishnavas in the group. So, with that message, I end today's discussion. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Do you have any questions? Yes.
So in the beginning of the class, you mentioned Sudama grade for association of devotees.
Right.
That Krishna has given a lot of wealth, material wealth, but now what I'm seeking is heartfelt association. So what does heartfelt association of devotees means?
Heartfelt association of devotees means that you have faith in the devotees. It is not that you are just there with the devotees as a social ritual. But you have faith in the devotees. You have feeling for the devotees. You want to consciously take guidance from the devotees. You are happy to be corrected by the devotees. You are happy to share your joys and sorrows with the devotees. So that is what is the meaning of heartfelt. Your emotions are with the devotees. So that's the important thing. Otherwise, you just keep doing your thing. And okay, devotees are also there. So it's like a personal, heartfelt connection. Dati Patigrahana Bodhanatyadi Pachati Bhante Bodhi Shadvida Priti Lakshana. So devotees become your anchor. So it's a very important thing that you consider them special. Yeah.
One point you said that whenever you feel a spark, you should catch it. Like if I want to serve today,
You should catch it. You are getting the spark today. They will make you catch the bill back today. Don't delay. Don't delay.
well, then some days we feel this spark that like in a big rush, and other days.
Forget other days. Today is the spark. What's your name?
Priyank.
Priyank. So, the nature of inspiration is it's like a spark. But when the spark is there, if you don't put the fuel, it will die out. So therefore, when you get the spark, you should put the fuel, and the fuel is what? The discipline of the right process. So we have the process of chanting, and we have the process of disciplining that chanting. So not that you chant whenever you feel like. You start 2 rounds. Then you commit, I will chant 2 rounds. You chant every day, 2 rounds. And then when you are done with 2 rounds for 2 months, then chant 4 rounds. And do like that for a few months, then you chant 8 rounds. Then you chant 16 rounds. Then you can chant 64 also.
Not my task.
So you begin the process of commitment. And why it's important? Because people think, okay, I will be most effective, most productive. As soon as I get up, I jump into my work. You're not preparing your mind, because the productivity depends on your clarity of thought process. So what the Hare Krishna Mahamantra does is it declutters you. It empowers you with clarity like nothing else can do. When there is clarity, everything is very visible to you. A million things can get thrown at you, but you will know exactly what to do, when, and how. Why? Because Krishna is with you. You understand? So you go to a different level of the game. So most people don't know that. So that's a secret. And because it's a secret, very few people come. Otherwise, for a football match, the stadium is full. Okay? So you will begin with 2 rounds.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very
You can do it. Don't worry.
You already chanting it.
Oh, so 8 plus 2. Yes.
Really nice to see you in person today. I've been following your reels.
I'm glad I started making the reels. What's your name? Oh, Priyank. Okay. And where are you from?
In Boston,
No, India.
India, Kanpur.
Okay. So you got connected to ISKCON there in Kanpur?
No, but I go for like spiritual teachings. I
Okay.
have my family and we always been doing, and but in America, I just look at your and Gauranga Prabhu's videos, and I just, that's how I keep my
Okay.
life a bit sane, in spite of all the havoc and craziness that's going around us. So I meditate like 20-25 minutes. I try to meditate, 3 or 4 times in the morning. But I want to really get started on with this chanting
Right.
journey.
Good.
And I don't know like how to kind of get started on.
You are at the perfect place. And you are surrounded by the perfect people. And you have arrived on the perfect day. So we have a whole system by which we help people begin the journey. So there is a whole process of chanting. We call it ABCD, the association which you are currently having. B for books. There are courses, I think, which I saw advertised here, 10 days or some kind of. Then C for chanting, the process, and D for diet. So all these are available for your transformation. So you can contact our Prabhu, your wife, you take care.
Thank you so much.
So
I
they'll,
really enjoyed your lecture today. Thank you so much.
they'll take you from Instagram to Nandagram. Yes. Any other question? Yes.
Prabhuji, so like you mentioned, like a sadhika is extremely fortunate if he has taste for hearing, taste for chanting. But what is the sure way of, like, and at the same time you said that this taste cannot be artificially created. And what is like the sure way of getting this taste? Because in practical life, we may be following principle of devotional service for quite a while, but there is no taste. And this at times can leave you with feeling of hopelessness, or maybe you get little lax in your devotional practices because the goal seems little unrealistic at times, or maybe too far.
Right. So in the second canto, the principle of what is taste and purity is described. Dhautatma Purusha Krishna Pada Moolam Namanchari Mukta Sarva Pariklesha Pantha Swashanam Yatam. When you are purified in your heart, Krishna Pada Moolam Namanchati. What is the symptom? You will not give up your allocated responsibility and service in any condition. That is a symptom of taste. Taste doesn't mean that you start crying and jumping and dancing. You don't give up your responsibility in the midst of challenges and difficulties. Mukta sarva pariklesha pantraha swasharanyatam. And you are then situated on the path towards the spiritual world. So therefore, Prabhupada also always emphasized on steadiness in bhakti. Steadiness, nishtita bhajan, not anishtita bhajan. So that steadiness is a symptom of taste. Okay. So Vanamali Prabhu, thank you very much for hosting me this evening, and look forward to an exciting September festival. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna, devotees. We are honored to have His Grace Gauranga Prabhu at ISKCON Boston. As you know that he has many feathers in his cap. He's a multifaceted personality. As you know that he's an author. He's an activist as well. He's a mindful leadership consultant. He's a corporate leader, corporate coach. He's an environmental steward. He's a social reformer. He's an inspirational speaker, as you know. You just now heard that. And also a cultural engineering, as we have seen that how well he answered this question to re-engineer our lives. And he's also an academician. It's very rare to have a saffron roots of person to become an academician. So he is that all this profile our Prabhuji carries. And it's an honor to have such a multifaceted personality with us. And he's also a member of the GBC, as I told you, he's a GDO, the director of Gauranga Village. He's a visiting faculty at IIM Nagpur, Board of Advisors, and so on and so forth. The list is very long. As I said, for him, it takes introduction 15 minutes. To introduce himself, it might take an hour for us to actually to speak about it, probably more than that. Prabhuji has done tremendous amounts of services to ISKCON as a whole, and to ISKCON at Chowpatty and GV, and many other places. Like all his students, they are spread, and they are now doing wonderful and amazing services. And many are recipients of his mercy and his teachings. So let's wholeheartedly express our gratitude to His Grace Gauranga Das Prabhu by loudly chanting. So thank you, dear devotees, for joining us today. I know